How can you use music to enhance social emotional well-being in your classroom? Before we start talking about activities, let's talk about the learning environment. You might remember Maslow's hierarchy from your undergraduate teaching days. We have a pyramid that we're going to work our way up. At the base, we have physiological needs. We're talking about warmth, food, shelter. This extends outside the classroom. Lining up. Are your students entering the classroom wet and cold because they've been lining up in an unsheltered wind corridor? Are you ensuring that each of your students has eaten their lunch? Or are they in the classroom weary, undernourished? Is your classroom a comfortable temperature? Not too hot, not too cold? Is it stuffy? Is it comfortable for all students? The next level on our pyramid is safety. Is the classroom safe? Small things that you might not consider. Does your classroom have trip hazards? Can the students move around freely, or are they stuck in a clutter of desks and chairs? Are they worried that something's going to be nicked from their lockers? Do they have the resources needed to thrive in the classroom, like pencils and workbooks? If we've established these two layers of our foundation, we can start to explore using music to develop a sense of belonging. We want students to feel like they belong in our classroom, that they have friendships and connections, and that we're a part of their family. One major struggle that schools have is to engage with students who don't always have these three levels of foundation in their life. How can a student have a sense of belonging if they're only in the classroom 3 out of every 5 days? Or if they haven't eaten since yesterday's lunch? One study completed in Western Sydney schools found that inclusion of music activities in the general classroom increased student attendance, reducing absenteeism by 65%, and that this attendance corresponded with a significant increase in social emotional well-being as reported by both staff and students. Well, let's talk about some simple ways to include music in your daily routine then. Let's start off by talking about brain breaks. When you take a brain break between activities, why not complete a music activity? You probably already know a few. Some of my favourites at the moment are call and response circles, a bad rap circle, poison rhythms, and dance detective. If you don't know any musical games, or you just want to expand your repertoire, I've included a series of links in the video description. So what about everyday routines? How do you greet your students in the morning? Do you meet them at the door and greet them personally? How about developing a music-backed personal greeting? Put on a funky beat and let the students choose a unique morning greeting. I've seen classrooms with some fantastic doorway charts. You can complete this same activity at the end of the day when you dismiss your students. Transition songs. What's a transition song? Whenever students are transitioning between activities, ending or beginning an activity, moving to a different section of the classroom or school, these are opportunities for musical prompts or chants. When my students move to sitting in a circle, we sing Make a Circle. Make a circle, big and round, big and round. Make some room for everyone, make some room for everyone. Sitting down, sitting down. This is a prompt which we participate in as a group. It's also a classroom management strategy that ensures students make enough space between each other when sitting. We also sing a song for packing up. I also use music as a reminder when we have limited time left on a task. 2 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Packing up, 2 minutes left. You can sing chants for lining up, for walking around the school, for lunchtime. There are some great examples over at Arts Life, which is again linked in the description. You might also develop your own chants and anthems. If you've got a classroom routine, ask your students to create their own chant or song to accompany it. We can also use music as a focusing tool. This can be simple, routine, or targeted. We can use music to override simple sensory distractions. When students are listening, they're focused. When you're doing a creative writing activity, or perhaps you're doing some maths work, put on some soothing music in the background. Soothing music can have a positive effect. Choose music that inspires positivity. We're inspiring emotions when we listen to music. We want to inspire well-being, creativity, and productivity. Music in your classroom should be therapeutic. We can also use music to condition our classroom. Students know that when the music starts, it's quiet time. Repetition of this process will ensure it occurs naturally without your prompting. Remember that students will have music at home in their everyday life, and the classroom should be no different to this. So what other opportunities do we have for increasing student well-being through music in the classroom? You probably have a pretty diverse classroom. How are these cultures represented and valued in your teaching? Do you have opportunities to explore and respect music of different cultures in your teaching? When students see that their experiences and their community are respected and valued in the classroom, they know that they belong and that they are valued. Could you explore time, the seasons and division of time through the Indian Raga cycle? Can you explore patterns and repetition through samba drumming? Can you teach location, direction, sustainability through songlines? We know parents and students' close community are the key determinant to their success at school. Inherited attitudes towards education and learning will determine how students will engage with schooling. How can you engage your students' family and parents in these kind of activities? Having opportunities for parents and family to be involved with the school is modelling engagement to your students. Opportunities like these also show respect and value for the broader cultural experiences of your school community. I hope this simple exploration has given you some ideas for how to improve your utilisation of music in your teaching. Thanks. See you next time.